To mark the 200th anniversary of the founding of the town of Greece, the Greece Historical Society presents a Bicentennial Snapshot. Each week, we take a look at a particular aspect of Greece history. This week, we conclude our look at the War of 1812 with an account of the fourth visit of the British to the Greece shores of Lake Ontario. What occurred then never made it into any national history books, but is legendary in local history. On the evening of May 14, 1814, the British were once more anchored off the shore of Lake Ontario at Charlotte. Commodore Sir James Yeo had full command of the lake at this time, as American Commodore Isaac Chauncey was still at Sackett's Harbor, waiting for his newest warships to be finished. As soon as the enemy fleet was sighted, the militia was alerted. Colonel Isaac Stone called up his company of dragoons, and 33 men responded from all over the area, including what is now Greece, Gates, Rochester, and Brighton. After gathering at the Hanford Inn at about 2 a.m. on May 15, they made their way over muddy roads through a driving rain and darkness, arriving at the mouth of the Genesee at dawn. Everything was shrouded by a heavy fog. Stone told his captains, Francis Brown and Elisha Ely, to take a dozen men in a boat and try to capture a British ship. The fog prevented them from seeing anything, but the sound of men rowing and talking carried well on the dead, calm lake. That action soon ended when a cannonball passed between Brown and Ely, and a British 12-oared barge pursued them. Meanwhile, on the shore, led by Stone riding a white horse, the small force marched and countermarched into the forest, disappearing for a while to then emerge over the crest of a small hill, giving the impression that there was a large troop of men gathered. Actually, there were fewer than 20 men marching around what is today the block formed by Stutson Street and Latta Road. We know the names of 17 of those valiant men. At mid-morning, they saw a British boat coming into shore bearing a flag of truce. Stone told Brown and Ely, "Don't let them come into the river. Don't let them land at all. Their feet shall not pollute our soil." A large tree had fallen into the lake, and Brown and Ely stood on the trunk to meet the enemy. 12 men with rifles backed them up on shore. Inexperienced as they were, they did not realize their error until the British officer barked at them, "Is it your custom to receive a flag of truce under arms?" Brown ordered his men to ground their arms, explaining to the officer, "Excuse us, we are not soldiers, but citizens." Stone refused the British demands, and soon after the flag of truce had returned to the ship, a gunboat was dispatched by the British. Stone wanted to try to capture it, but one of his men fired the militia's lone cannon prematurely. The British fired 15 to 20 68-pound shots. One struck a warehouse, but there was no injuries. General Peter Porter arrived that afternoon in time to receive a second flag. The British demanded that they surrender the provisions, or they would land an army and 400 warriors from Tecumseh's Confederacy. Porter replied that if the British landed, they would be taken care of, and if another flag was sent in, it would be fired upon. By then, Colonel Caleb Hopkins had arrived with his men, as well as Colonel John Atchinson's militia, including Captain Frederick Rowe's regiment from what is now Greece. There were now 600 to 800 men from the east and west sides of the river ready to fight. Not knowing how many men were defending Charlotte, Yeo sailed away from the mouth of the Genesee on the morning of May 16, 1814. General Porter reported to the governor of New York, "We saved the town in our credit by fairly outbullying John Bull." Sir James Yeo wrote in his report to his superior officers, "At the Genesee, the enemy had a substantial force." Once hostilities ended, people came to live and farm the land bordering Lake Ontario and the Genesee River. The town of Greece was established in 1822. The port became a bustling trade hub, while the village of Charlotte became the civic center of Greece. Thanks for joining us this week. Next time, we take a look at the Charlotte Genesee Lighthouse. This is Maureen Whalen, inviting you to join us next Tuesday for another Bicentennial Snapshot presented by the Greece Historical Society.
Want to learn more? from the Greece Historical Society and Museum, then click that subscribe button for more content and hit that bell icon to get notified when there's more Bicentennial Snapshots. You can visit us on the web at GreeceHistoricalSociety.org. You can find us on Facebook at Greece Historical Society. You can follow us on Twitter at GreeceNYHistory, and you can stop in at the Greece Historical Society at 595 Long Pond Road.